This is Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. Frank, thanks for giving me some of your time. Fresh from, or maybe not so fresh from, I would say a little bit of a disappointing night last night.
In another part of Japan. Tokyo. Sorry.
Was that Sam Jones asking where the prize fight is going to be? Yeah. I was going to say fresh from, or maybe not so fresh from. Can we call it a disappointing night last night? England not doing what they were supposed to.
I don't get why everyone gets so emotional, personally. Like, they're still top of the table, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, look, I got to be honest, I'm not a mad, wild football fan, so I maybe don't go through the same emotions, but, like, everyone becomes an expert, don't they? Like, every person in this room is deciding what the starting 11 should be. And sometimes I do think, like, you can blame a manager, but it's about, you got 11 players out there who are supposed to be the best in the world at what they do. They've got to get out there and deliver. But it's what it is. They're top of the league. Relax, enjoy it, embrace it. Why get so upset every year?
You're right. Everyone
go down.
everyone knows better than the man who's put in charge to do the job, apparently. You did say this to me, actually. We were kind of running a little bit late for kickoff, and I was frantically going, we need to find this place, I need to see the start, and you were like, just chill out.
It's not like you know the national anthem, is it? You weren't going to sing it, though, were you?
I would have done if I was in there, yeah.
If we got there on time, you would have done. 100%. You would have been up there, like... Yeah.
Hand on heart, like I was one of the players.
Yeah, everyone just gets very edgy around Euros and World Cups, don't they? But just enjoy it. People get so upset and edgy that they don't actually enjoy it. Enjoy it. That's mine.
And you say that everyone turns into an expert. I feel like boxing is the same as well. Like if you go and watch a big fight in a pub, which I've done many a time, everyone knows that this fighter should be flicking out his jab or he should go to the body, and then everyone will tell you about the way they used to box 10 or 15 years ago.
Simple, isn't it? Simple. Everyone would be a boxer or a footballer if it was that easy, wouldn't they? You know, look, I've worked in boxing for 15 odd years now. I'd never say to a fighter or a trainer, do this, because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Do you ever shout instructions from where you are?
No. Because it's not what, like, it's not what...
Instructions, even just like motivational, like, come on, them sort of...
Yeah, but they've got a trainer there whose job it is to get them through a fight and tell them what to do, essentially. And they have to listen still, obviously. But they're with them every day in that camp, getting ready for that fight, preparing them. I actually think it could be quite annoying, where it's like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. There are so many people I sit there and listen to, I go, you haven't got a Scooby what you're talking about. But, again, everyone becomes an expert. But everyone's allowed an opinion. It's like when they go, AJ should have done this in this fight. Have you ever had a heavyweight fight against a world champion, who's had 300 amateur fights and, one undisputed at cruiserweight? But everyone knows the way to do it. He just needs to do X, Y, Z and it'd be easy. Oh, perfect. So, yeah, everyone becomes an expert, but fun and games.
It is all fun and games. I'll tell you what is fun and games. Prize fighter. And prize fighter in Japan with such a financial reward as well. Of course, they got to go and do the fights, but the three lads who are here today, Mark Dickinson, Aaron McKenna and Kieran Conway, could you kind of say they've fallen on their feet a bit with such an opportunity?
Yeah, but they've taken a chance as well. They're taking a chance. Mark's just, 6-0. He's going jumping straight in there in real fights. Kieran Conway has been there. He's been in those fights and he's taken his opportunity. The winner of this is going to come out. And like I said up there, they won't be far off a world title shot. The middleweight division's quite wide open. There's not a lot of big names in the middleweight division. And the winner of this will come through not just making a load of money, not just taking home the gold prize fighter belt that was quite expensive, but also that chance to step forward and build something for themselves. Just in the first round, the winner of the first round fight gets 150k. There's a KO prize pool bonus of $100,000 a round. You can make a fortune here. And it's good to see. It's good to see these people getting opportunities, but they've also taken the chance because there was other people who didn't take the chance when we offered it to them.
Where has this prize pool come from, if that's not too much of a businessy sort of question to ask? Because it is quite a significant prize pool to chuck to fighters who at the moment aren't at the elite level. So if I can ask, how come it's such a big prize pool for this tournament?
I think it's also key to say it's fighters that wouldn't traditionally fight each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, they're not. You haven't got Janibek, Chris Eubank Jr., those types of names in there. I'm not disagreeing with that. But at the same time, it's fighters at a stage in their career, it's competitive fights, real fights that you wouldn't see happen normally, on a normal show. You wouldn't see a lot of these fights happen. The money has come from a bank. No, look, we're obviously working with Rakuten and NSN Group on this range of events. We announced a 3-year deal with them. They're heavily supporting boxing. Boxing in Japan, as I said up there, is a massive sport. We've seen what Inoue's doing. We've seen the numbers he's delivering, and we believe that the Prize Fighter Series is going to deliver as well, amongst other things we're working on with the guys.
I guess from your perspective, you've got 3 fighters that you're very invested in going the distance and meeting each other. I know it's, if I can find the tournament format, I can't. I know Aaron and Kieran could meet in the semi-final. I guess for you and the Matchroom UK guys, it's a lot about hoping that these guys are the ones who progress.
Yeah, look, we only actually promote Mark and Kieran. They're the only fighters promoted by Matchroom directly.
There's no deal in place with Aaron?
There is a long-term, but traditionally we've only really worked with those guys, but look, it's exciting, and there's a lot of other names. Estella as well, who boxed on our show in Miami. He's exciting fighter from the US. So yeah, it's going to be fun and lots to look forward to with it.
Mate, can't wait. Really, really good concept, and fingers crossed, a little trip to Japan. I have to run that through Parsons. Of course. Frank, did you see Tyson Fury's interview with, I think it was Furiosity? Did you see any clips of it? Because I know one of them, he said that Usyk was actually an easy fight for him, too easy, and that's perhaps where his downfall came in the fight, that it was too easy. It was almost like a training session, sparring session. Your take on comments?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to say certain things to position it like that. Look, he's got his chance to go back in there, hasn't he? He can prove everyone wrong. It's what the sport's all about. It was a great fight the first time round. Credit to both of them. 2 of the best coming together, and like I say, he's got his chance to go back in there and prove what he said there. I don't know. I wasn't in the ring, so I don't know. I can't tell you how easy it was. It didn't look easy, but then they never do they?
Is that not a dangerous place to be at, though? And obviously we know Tyson, he's quite a king of the mind games, if you will. But isn't it a dangerous place to be when you've had a defeat like such and you're swanning about saying that it was an easy night's work?
Again, he's the only one who can tell you whether that's a dangerous position to be in. Maybe that's what he needs to do in his head to, get ready for the fight in December. I don't know. Again, it's not for you or I to say it's the right way to play it. He's playing it his way. Tyson's always done things his own way, hasn't he? He's an outspoken character. He gets people talking. That's what he does, exactly. Everything he says gets people talking. And that's what's been a big part, don't get me wrong, the boxing has as well, but what's been a big part of his career is getting people talking about him. And he's done well with that. So, I'm sure he's going to continue on that, along that playbook of what he's done to get to this point, and this is maybe another part of it.
In your heart of hearts, do you believe the rematch happens? Because I know there have been quite a few people who, I wouldn't say are adamant, but are kind of the opinion that this rematch will not happen in December. If you just had to, I don't want to say take a punt, but if you had to, would you say on December 21st, these 2 run it back?
Well, I've said so many times that Tyson Fury wouldn't do something, so I'm going to not say that this time round, because every time he seems to prove a lot of people wrong. So, yes, I believe it happens December 21st, mate. But he's got a chance to go and become, go and avenge that sole defeat. He's never lost before. This is going to mean so much to him, and he's going to want to go in there and deliver. So, again, a lot of people have got opinions. We've all had opinions in the past. We've said things in the past, but no, I think he'll be committed to going back in there and winning against Alexander Usyk.
Just one more thing. Overnight, the Devin Haney defeat to Ryan Garcia was changed to no contest. Right decision?
Yeah, I think fair. And I'm sure that's a fight. I saw, Ryan Garcia's got a year out now, a year ban, and I've seen Devin Haney come out and say he wants that fight, on equal playing field. Look, you got to remember the weight as well. He was 3 and a bit pounder or 3 pound over in that fight. He didn't make weight, but that's a massive fight down the road. But yeah, it was the right decision.
How come it was, or why do you believe it would have been ruled a no contest rather than a disqualification win to Devin Haney?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that better for Devin in the sense, because I guess it would have felt like an undeserved win. Like we said, it wasn't an even playing field, but I guess getting that as a win on the record probably wouldn't have felt right to someone like Devin.
It was probably better just saying like it never happened, basically, like the fight didn't happen, because it wasn't fair, but at the same time he didn't win. So, yeah, probably the right thing.
In terms of that fight, if it is to happen again in 2025, what fights do you think are bigger than Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia 2? Because I know last night they were both saying it's the biggest fight in the sport now. I know Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury might disagree with that.
That is the bigger fight.
Yeah. But is there any other fights bigger than Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia 2, do you think?
Depends in different markets. Different markets will deliver different things. That's a massive fight. Javonta involved in a fight against some of those guys, a massive fight. He's a excuse me, huge pay-per-view star, but they're all good. They're all massive fights, and it all depends on the build-up. It all depends on, where's boxing at next year, what's going on next year, what other fights are being made. But it's a huge fight to be made for sure.